I hit her. She told me she had to work today, so I'm like, "Wow,
Oh,
you working again? What's that like?"
Yeah.
You know,
working.
I know. I mean, I'm working at least to the contract end, so we'll see. I might get a little break.
Oh
Uh-oh.
man.
Nah, it's all good. I'm chilling. Anyway, welcome to the cut, guys. So what's up, man? We ain't talked last week. A lot of I mean, I want to say a lot of things have changed, but it's kind of been the same. It's more bullshit, more of the same.
Same old, same old.
Same old, same nothing for the foreseeable future. I really don't have, can't say that we're going to be like, oh yeah, there's light at the end of the tunnel right there. No, it's still gonna be ass.
Yeah.
Pretty
Well,
bad.
it's the end of the maze. I mean, there's so many things going on. You can go in one direction, be like, yeah, but if you make a right over here, you be straight. It's nothing. It's just like, hey, this is just a long maze of a lot of things going on.
Hey, it's like you in Super Mario Brothers and you done went down into the little warp hole and
Yeah,
you done popped up and you like, I thought this level was over. Nah, bruh.
no, no, it's
Just
not
keep
that.
going.
What is it? It's one of three now. When you on stage one of three, he about to go to level one of four. You ain't getting off this first stage. We're gonna just keep leveling up.
Yeah,
I say, at least with Mario, you can press a reset button. There's no reset in this thing. Ain't no start over, ain't no do over, ain't no nothing. We own. That's it.
Hey, because like I find it.
Late.
You say
DB,
what?
late. We black. We always late.
You got to build the anticipation. We just can't show up on time. Shit just wouldn't be right.
I ain't never been on time for nothing except for interviews.
And
Oh, man.
that man think he getting that early cat. Like, oh man, he showed up 15 minutes early. Man, he gonna be like that every day. Day one, I'm 30 minutes late.
Man, it's traffic. Have y'all seen the traffic?
Man, the train just showed up out of nowhere.
Doing their own thing. Anyway, we have the normal cast of characters. I'm gonna let you guys go ahead and introduce yourselves. We got my man G-Dub over here.
What up? I'm good with that today. I haven't come up with my super moniker yet. G-Dub, the lesbian. I'll leave it at that one today. I got a couple more coming though.
We got the bad guy, doing what he does.
Giving you all the sexy voice all day today. If you tuning in, I just want y'all to appreciate this. You're not gonna get this very often. When I come out and I talk to you guys, I just want you to be pleased and pleased and pleased.
I'm done.
Ridiculous.
I don't feel comfortable being on this podcast talking like that.
For a second, I was like, "What's showing my own? What am I doing?"
You got the headphones on. He's like, "This nigga is right in my ear. What is? This is very uncomfortable."
Cut in here,
Oh man,
I got my man Luther Thurman. Go ahead.
Yeah, get at me. Dropping knowledge 24/7. Do what I do. Someday y'all call me doctor.
One day. But I won't be there.
I don't know. It's still gonna be like, hey.
Yeah.
I'm at the call. Well, yeah, because professor don't make it no better. You can call me professor, doctor, whichever one.
Yeah. Whichever makes you feel better. Anyway, so right now, basically what's been going on in the news, but the whole Will and Jada thing, DP, it was like, I can't wait to hear y'all guys talk about it. So I was like, well, shit, nigga, we gotta fucking
I'll go first.
Hey, y'all can have all of that because it's not. I'm not even worried about it.
Didn't you tell me? And you the kind of dude that does this, who acts like he's too good to talk about a subject. I have heard that you were a resident relationship expert. This is right up your fucking alley. This is right in line with the kind of dude that you are. That's what I was informed. Anyway,
but this is rich folk shit. So I ain't got nothing to do with
it's
it.
Not even rich folk shit. I mean, at least in my mind, it's Hollywood shit. This is lifestyles or things that niggas in Hollywood. This like when you tell them live in an open relationship. Of course they are. They fucking rich and they live in Hollywood. It's the kind of crazy white folk shit you do.
Yeah,
is it really crazy? What's wrong with it?
Well, all right.
It's not
regular people can't do this.
What happened?
Go ahead. No, we're gonna let you go.
No,
Let him go.
First.
No, before you get popped off,
Let him go.
Synopsis. August Alsina had an interview with Angela Yee this past week, where basically he, it was an hour long. He talked about a myriad of different subjects. One of those being that him and Jada had a relationship, sexual relationship, and that Will, he insinuated that Will signed off on it. You know what I'm saying? He gave his blessing. He talked to him. He's like, cool. You know what I'm saying? And for a lot of people, this is in line with what they heard, because a lot of people understood that them having an open relationship where, you could, as long as you got consent, you could do what you do. I had not heard this going the other way before. Most of the time, this was Will dating other women. This is the first time we heard anything about it going the other way for Jada. And honestly, August Alsina does not seem like the most reputable fucking source.
Just gonna put that out there.
Just putting that out there. He's not a very good. He's not a reputable source, and he has something to plug. He has an album that he is pushing.
Definitely trying to get that thing popping.
And he's like the kind of guy that would say some things like that to get it popping, so you could buy his music. You know what I'm saying? All that said, G-Dub, you've been itching, trigger finger itching. Go ahead.
Yo,
man. August Alsina, you snitch! Come on,
right? What kind of bullshit is this?
Because my whole thing was like, and when I first heard it, I had to replay it a few times. Like, okay, wait, are you saying what I think you're saying without trying to say it? Because he never just came out and said, "Look, I hollered at Will. He said it was cool." And what it's like he went into, he gave me permission, but now I feel a certain type of way, and it was like the reason I said yes is because that was the official handshake. Like, hey, do what you do, player. I do what I do. She do what she do. It's all gravy. But you sitting here with this soft voice, trying to over articulate. Like, what is you saying, dog? Yeah. And even if that was the case, if that was your boo, if you was knocking it down or whatever, she married.
Yeah.
Like, married the whole time. She didn't just pop up and get married.
Yeah. My thing is, let's pull off the Hollywood title. Let's pull away Jill. Their Hollywood accolades. Take all that away. If they were just a couple down the street, they had an open relationship, and you didn't fell in love, that's still his wife. And if he hollered at you, if you hollered at Will, and it wasn't like he hollered on some pimping, like I'm finna take your broad. He was just like, hey, I'm feeling close to your lady. I'm feeling a certain type of way, and he gave you the green light. What is we talking about? Why are you even bringing this up? I mean, even though you have an album to sell, and there's always been kind of, eluded that it might be, it might not be. Yeah. What? There was no point. There was no point.
You know what the problem is. You know what the problem was. Jada knocked it down about 25, 30 times, and it got boring. She's like, you know what? Shit was fun, dude. But the dark skinned nigga up the street, gonna take your place. I done had enough light skin for a bit. I'm gonna try something new. And you in your feelings, he crying and shit.
I also think we need to kind of frame, polygamy versus an open relationship, because in an open relationship, it is strictly about sex outside of the relationship, your primary relationship. I looked this shit up while I was bored. Right. Sex outside of your primary relationship. So in this scenario for August Alsina, he is basically an object. He is just an object to be smashed. He can't fall in love. You're a bust down. You can't fall in love. There is no future for you guys at all.
We may have thought it was a polyamorous relationship, because if it's a polyamorous relationship, then there is that room for that. However, I think he was just butthurt in his feelings, because what I'm saying? He fell in love, and this chick is like, boop, I'm in love with somebody else. You just here for.
He thought he was putting it down. He thought he had his whole foot in that thing. And turned out you just got your pinky toe in there. She'd put you on up out of there real quick. Hey, so you look like you falling in love and shit. Did you just say you love me? Nah, this ain't gonna work out.
Hey, what's the song? You can have them on the weekend. What is that song go? That's what
who sung that song?
That song was Monday through Thursday. I needed some shit. I needed
to talk about like where she was the weekend chick. Like you can have him through the week. I am his weekend chick. I'm like,
he was unprepared.
It was a whole bunch of It was a whole. I think, and everybody can, I ain't gonna say everybody, but, a lot of people have seen it or gone through it where it's like, you didn't fell in love. They ain't feeling you like that. And it's like, okay, it was fun. All right. Cool. Hey, I'm about to start doing this. We done moved on. You were at the crib. Exactly. You were at the crib. It's implied that if you at the house and you would actually come out your mouth to say, hey, I'm feeling your wife, that you would be, it's an understanding that this is how we roll. This is a thing. Well, it's like he was on there acting like, but when you are poisoned with drama, I'm like, dude, what are you talking about? All you had to say was like, I felt like Jada was, a mentor, or she was like a big sister, and leave it at that. You over here talking all these weird words
people have insinuated that he has some issues. He did. I did read that he had struggled with addiction to opioids. Not that would insinuate that that would make him crazy, but some people have said he had some mental issues.
But that does.
But him and Peter did have a relationship. I mean, like friendly, cool. I remember thinking back before this even popped off that your relationship with some dude is like 15, 20 years younger than you, just like coming through. Like, how does that work? Who the fuck is you? Why are you here?
Well, see, the problem probably is that, Jada probably laid that mouth game on him. You know what I'm saying? But left a lot of, how you lay the mouth game on him and you got him thinking it like, oh man, you love him or whatever. Yeah. But she ain't never really said them exact words of
conversation rule nation. She done sucked him in, got what she wanted.
And
felt like he was getting something he wanted too, and he didn't got attached.
He buying into it, and he like, I'm gonna roll with this. I'm gonna get her, and she like,
I'm gonna take her. I'm gonna take you from him. Hey, I ain't leaving my husband. What's wrong with you?
Pump the brakes, brother. Pump the brakes.
Like I feel like this is like one of those kind of Coretta Scott King type situations or some shit where like, hey girl, I'm gonna take you from your man. My man is Will Smith, nigga. Do you not understand that I'm not going nowhere? You can't. You
spoke to him about it. Like you came out your mouth saying, I hollered at Will. He said it was cool. So why are you bringing this up, my dude? That's almost more disrespectful because
how did that conversation even come up? How did you even approach?
You know what happened? Like he popped up at the house. Him and Jada was kicking it. Will ain't supposed to be there that weekend. Will popped up and he thought it was finna be a fight. Will was like, "Oh no, you good, man? I just passed through. I left my shorts. I'm gonna grab these shorts and I'm gonna be out. Y'all gonna do your thing." He's like, "Oh, it's cool. Yeah, man. Enjoy yourself. I'll be back next week."
Yeah.
Hey,
I had this vision in my head of him being like, Will, let me holler at you, player. About some goddamn basketball or some shit. You know.
And then Will just was like, oh man, chill out. Bruh, you good. Hey.
Oh, it's cool. It's cool. Do what you do, player. I don't care. We talked about it.
I mean, because I'm thinking about it. I'm like, this is fucking Will Smith. I'm like, let's be real here. I'm like, this dude probably can walk out his door and fall in some pussy. Just real talk. It's probably just waiting for him. So and he probably might be, because he like 45-ish or so, something like that.
I think close to 50, bro.
40
close to 50. Yeah, he's somewhere in that range, right?
40s, early 50s, somewhere in there.
So like he probably like, man, I'm all pussied out, so I'm good. It don't even matter to me.
He probably happy to tap some other nigga in. All right, go get in.
Your turn. God damn, my back hurt.
Because come on, man. This man that had 50. He'd have been famous since he was 16?
Yeah. Well, he was on Fresh Prince. He was 18, 19. He was famous before that. He was a rapper before that.
Yeah, but I'm saying
Fresh Prince of Bel Air. So he been, doing his thing.
So I'm like, man, he probably like, bruh, I gladly tap somebody else and bow, go.
Because I'm like, what if it's strictly, and it's the other side of it that popped in my head. What if it's really like one of those things where like that, him, August Alsina actually having sex with your wife isn't like a big deal. Like you are just that mentally tied into each other that actually really don't bother you. Like anything outside of,
I was going.
like, how do you really reconcile that?
You guys imagine yourself in a situation where you just not that jealous. I'm not even gonna.
But let's
I think it's a situation where they both got to be doing it. Like if you stepping out too, you're like, yeah, you know what it is. I know you're gonna come back to the house. We'll meet that. Matter of fact, I meet you. I'm gonna leave old girl house, and then you just, hey, you want to pick up something? I'm not gonna pick up something to eat.
And not to mention that this is, again, going back to it, this is a rich folks bullshit. You know what I'm saying? So, like, if you got a bunch of stacks on stacks and stacks of paper, ain't nothing else concerning you in your life. So, like, you did all of the fuck shit that you want to do, and so at a certain point, you might be just like, I'm just tired of bullshit. I just want to lay down.
And the thing is, it probably started off that way with both of them being famous and both of them traveling and being on the road and doing different movies. She probably told him first, like, hey, look, I know you ain't way over there, just being famous. I know you fucking somebody else, and just since you doing it, I'm gonna be doing it too. So we'll just come to the agreement that when we together, we together. When we not, we not. And they well practiced, well versed at this lifestyle.
Yeah, I mean, they in the game. They've been together for 20 some odd years. It seems to really work for them. They at some place where they like don't consider themselves to be husband and wife. They like life partners, and there's nothing that you could do to ever make me leave. I'm like, well, if that's the case, August Alsina damn sure ain't gonna break y'all asses up.
I mean, and again, it's just a simple fact of
we're a life partnership. We done made a decision. We ain't leaving each other. That's it.
When you ain't got worries like the regular people got worries, you could do a whole bunch of other shit. Cause like, think about it. If you had like $100 million in the bank that's like just doing its own thing, and you know that you can just turn around and make another 10 or 20 mil just for signing your name.
You ain't got no concerns. You can come up with wild shit like that. Like,
you ain't stressed out about no goddamn water bill, lights getting turned off, the boss at work cussing you out, and nothing like that. You ain't worried about none of that shit. So you can go out here and do whatever.
This is where we say this is some Hollywood shit. This don't seem like nothing.
I'll be honest with you. I don't think you need money to be able to do this. I just think it's a state of mind and an understanding between two people. Like if y'all on that level, whether you got money or not, that shit don't matter. Like as long as it's an understanding out front.
I can't imagine a scenario where I could just put my jealousy aside like that. Like,
but it ain't for everybody, right? And obviously, it ain't for everybody because shit, it wasn't for August ass. He couldn't even be the side nigga without here talking, just let alone be the main nigga. So you got to be on a different level to join that game. But this nigga, like you say, what kind of punk bitch? What do you say? Punk big bitch made ass shit was this?
Yeah.
This ain't part of the game. Down dirty mother, like dude, you are messing the game up. Like
I don't know what part of the game.
Like what they say, you could have got more money just saying, "Hey, look, I'm gonna tell on y'all if you don't just go." You could have got more money you gonna make off this album. Just trying to blame. Hey, listen, just pay me to be quiet.
Again, I think but they don't hurt. But that don't. If you butt hurt though, that don't fly. If you butt hurt, I mean, think about it. You butt hurt.
I'm just trying to figure out what did you think going into this was gonna happen. You said you did.
He didn't do nothing. Like Jada is like she like it didn't happen, and she like, but if you seem stressed, you should come on the Red Table Talk. And we're like, she not about your ass
at all. She want to look you in your face and tell you a lie.
Yeah, exactly. So you can be sitting there looking stupid. With that sherbet hair color you got on, like
she probably whipped the nipple out on him. So you done seen these titties before. You showed this the titty you done seen before.
Now that's fucked up right there. The fact that she would bring him on the show and then refute everything he's saying, that'll be fucked up.
I make it so bad he would get on there and be like, "Yeah, you right. I was tripping with it." Like,
you start crying. He'll start crying.
Yeah, you right. I was in a bad place at the time. Like, bro,
I apologize for everything I said.
This whole shit paints August Alsina in a poor light. Like, I don't think this was a come up for him. This made him look bad.
You say I would
100%.
I wasn't gonna buy the album before, but I definitely ain't gonna buy it now.
I'm not fucking with that. Like, if it's family business and you was in it, you need to keep that shit between y'all, and not say nothing because you're not gonna hurt. Like, dude, it's common knowledge for pretty much everybody they had an open relationship. You just doing that just confirmed it. Everybody like, okay, And they went about their day, just like Ryan did. Right? Like, I don't even fucking talk about it.
Yeah, look, I'm just making fun of the cat now. I ain't even worried about having real. I'm just making fun of the cat. That's it.
Exactly.
It was a bad look all around. That's why I wanted to say something like and maybe he felt some kind of vindication or whatever, but I'm still like, this isn't gonna hurt them in the long run.
You know,
in the long run,
bullshit. Two things. How I knew this about this, but this was gonna be some bullshit. Two. I started at 2. I'm tripping.
I'm like, well, okay, which one?
Okay.
2.1.
One, you don't bare your soul to Angela Yee. She not Oprah. She not that kind of chick that you just get on there and you start telling every damn body. You know what I'm saying? Like, she the kind of person that's gonna put you on blast. If you tell her all your business, she gonna turn around and blast you on Instagram like 2 seconds later. Like, this is not really that kind of person. Two, that goddamn sherbet hair. As soon as I see that sherbet hair, I'm like, this is about to be some bullshit. Like, I can't even.
He about to do some bullshit.
About to be some bullshit.
He about to trip.
Stupid.
All right,
so he fucking up the game for side niggas everywhere. Like, listen, man. Hey, I would never. Now they out here mansplaining. I would never do that to you, babe. Never.
Hey, all kind of niggas be coming to Jada now with the shit like, hey.
I can keep my mouth shut.
I'm not August Alsina. I'll keep me and you.
It's just quiet. Shh. Don't say nothing.
We're gonna transition something more serious. So I had someone ask. I was on Instagram and someone asked, like, in these times, have you thought about like leaving the United States, like expatriating, moving to somewhere else? If that's the case, where would you want to go? Where you want to go? And do you see yourself getting to a point where you could just leave? You're like, you know what, this is my home, but I don't feel comfortable here anymore. I want to go stay so and so.
Yeah, I would move to Canada, the Netherlands, Japan, in that order.
Why those countries?
Well, I would go to Canada because it's the most like the U.S. I mean, pretty much. And then, but it has things that you don't have in the U.S., like free health care and free college education, those kind of things. And Canada is nice, and it's also less populous than the U.S., so you won't have to deal with as many fucking rednecks.
Everybody got rednecks. Well, not everybody.
Yeah, but like you won't have to deal with them as much because it seemed like the U.S. It seemed like a new redneck pop up every goddamn day, and I'd be like, "Shut the fuck up." I seriously, sometimes I wonder, like, is it just me, or is this like 60 to 80% of white people just don't get it?
They don't
like nothing. They just don't get nothing.
Well, non-neglect.
I have changed my thinking on them not getting it. I don't really feel like they don't get it. I think they completely get it. I just don't think they care. I don't think that this resonates enough with them. And we live in a country where everyone is so me that the empathy that it would take to give a damn about what's going on with you when you are so far removed from my life that we just don't have it. Americans treat other world's problems like that. It's just now that shit's here. It's here. It's in your face. If somebody was, got, 10,000 people got blown up in Ethiopia, America's not gonna bat an eyelash. We're gonna send some money. We're gonna go move on about our fucking day. We did barely any tears shed. Now here that black people are now like, hey, this shit fucked up. Protests right in the streets. They're like, why is y'all complaining every day with the complaining about
every day with the fucking complaining?
Every day? You gonna do this every day? They just don't. They don't care. It doesn't affect them enough.
Because, like, I figure that the Confederate monuments, right? I figured that would just be hands down. We could all agree that them treacherous bastards, them traitors, we could just take down all their statues and be done with it, right?
Yeah.
You would think that would just be common. We'd be like, hey, look, man, we could put them in Gettysburg. We could put them in a museum. But as far as being in front of the state capitals or wherever, we could take that shit down. Nobody, it's motherfuckers still hollering, trying to explain to me how that's history. I'm like, no, that's not history. That's just a monument. Right? History is in a fucking book. How about you pick one of them up? You want to learn some history?
You seen the new memes about the Confederacy only being around for 4 years, short of time.
but y'all, this is what y'all want to call a revolution.
Exactly. This is your history, but they was only around for 4 years. Less time than you spent in college. Like, get out of
It's
here.
like, I mean, it's like I been one of the memes compared it to like John Cena, and they were like, how can you? That's horrible that you would compare it to a fake wrestler, and the fake wrestler has more credibility than your fucking movement.
I would say this, especially with the monuments. I would think that the monuments would be an easy discussion. Like, I really feel like there's nothing that we should be able to talk about. Most of these monuments are not even old. Most of these are within the last
100 years
or so. You know, they're relatively new. That they basically what I'm saying is they were not built at the time which that person would have lived or shortly died. They were built later on to show niggas you ain't shit. Like, this is hey, remember, where we at, where you at,
like, and so I'm looking at that shit and I'm like, bruh, like that should have been an easy shake the hands off, we can move forward. But now I hear motherfuckers saying stuff like, oh, well, how would you feel if we took down Martin Luther King's monument? Really?
How was that the same?
And you know what my reply back to them would be? Okay, how about this? How about we take down every Confederate monument and y'all can have MLK? I get. Okay. I trade you one for like 20,000. Good job. Who's winning?
I would. Man, they did the same thing with Christopher Columbus too. The Christopher Columbus statues. I mean, they got statues of people that they got torn down. I'm like, who the fuck is that? Like, this guy got torn down. Who did he do?
No,
I don't even know.
Trump wants to put Christopher Columbus in his new quote unquote executive order garden of heroes out by Mount Rushmore. He wants to put Christopher Columbus in there. I'm like,
it's almost like he didn't read in it. Did you not even see the fucking memes about the shit this dude did? Like, even if you decided, I'm not gonna read up on this guy at all. I don't want to know any background.
But
you on Twitter 24/7. If you ain't seen the memes about the dumbass shit Christopher Columbus did, it's something wrong.
No, that cat even said that he discovered America.
Yeah, shit. You know, wasn't nobody over here, man.
I mean,
water and dirt, man. Just water and dirt when that man got here.
I would just ask him, dude, do you not know that America's Vespucci? I mean, just like we just forget the man who actually named America. We just gonna forget that he's even present in anything. We just gonna
America Vespucci got to name 2 fucking continents, and we goddamn clowning about Christopher Columbus. Fuck Christopher Columbus. That's a person who actually did this. You don't have to talk about Christopher. It's so it don't make sense to me. I don't get.
My second favorite. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was gonna say mine was it's benign neglect. Is when you see something and you can mentally ignore it, even though it's right in front of you. So the idea that, do they get it, or is it a part of just how they grew up? It's all subjective nowadays. Even though it's a fact, it's subjective. Like, okay, well, what about this? What about this? I can benign neglect is the best way to put it, because I can literally look directly at the problem. Dude got a knee in his neck. Slavery was bad. Jim Crow was bad. But I'm going to selectively choose one point to stick to. It's that this is the land of the free, home of the brave, and the way I grew up and the way I think is all that matters. And that's what, unfortunately we're up against, because that's all it is. Yeah. I have mentally chosen to bring up anything else other than what the issue is.
And my favorite thing is that they keep claiming history. You're taking away our history. And I'm like, so in a textbook, in the internets, on the libraries, all that kind of place, that's nothing. So you can't learn about history anywhere else except for looking at this statue.
Was against them having a museum displaying all these motherfuckers.
What happened?
Okay.
Oh, fucking Alexa tripping.
I
it freaked me out. I was like, is a white lady in my house? What the hell? I thought Karen had snuck up on my ass. I'm finna get choked out.
Bad guy.
Exactly.
Voice.
What the fuck? And Karen and goddamn ninja.
Oh man. Got in there, got the police in your house. Like, I think he broke in.
Right.
All these pictures of himself.
All his pictures, he put them up and broke in.
He broke in and changed all my pictures out in the frames.
Exactly. Putting pictures up of himself. Who do you think you are? All right.
Oh man.
As far as countries, I'm sorry.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
I don't know exactly where I'd go because the thing that kind of, of course, like places like the Netherlands, Canada, and so on and so forth. The thing that always kind of, when I'm just thinking of, the deepest of thoughts when it comes to stuff like this, it's almost like, where would we go without the stain of where we've been? And what I mean by that is, okay, in this, we built this country, we built it for free. Can I get a check on my way out? Or is it, is it best to just, hey, we just gonna start over somewhere else? Because it's almost like if let's say we did go somewhere in an attempt to, colonize a certain area.
Yeah.
How that's gonna go?
Didn't that happen in Liberia?
I'm not necessarily talking about all of us.
Yeah, I don't think he's looking at it.
No.
Yeah, just us based. Just you.
How I kind of frame it up.
But,
like, okay.
But I do say that, like, when you talk about the baggage that we would carry, the thing about it is that when you move to some of these places that I mentioned, you could leave some of those things behind because, like, there would not be the same systemic racism in those systems that is here, and at least in some of those other places, at least they attempt to address them. Here, you gotta like fight for like 5-10 years just for them to even acknowledge that it's a problem. And maybe
take a nigga law off the book.
Nigga, we are still asking about, do we matter? Do we matter? That is, I mean, come on, man. Come on, that's like the basis of human functions. Not hey, I want you to stop. I want you to treat me equally. No. Do you fucking even matter? Come on, man. This is some base stuff. And what I would say to that, through some of my research, what I was doing about the other podcasts, and I started doing research on the Harlem Hellfighters, which was a battalion that went and fought, an all-black regiment that went and fought in World War I, right? Mm-hmm. When they went, they were basically, the U.S. government basically like loaned them to France. And they got to stay in France, and the France army treated them as equals. And they were like, oh, this is fucking nice. They got used to that shit. They got used to that life. And they came back here, nigga.
Like, these motherfuckers over here is crazy.
They tried.
They just put my life on the line. And y'all still talking about I can't buy a burger out this motherfucking place?
Yeah, my niggas died for this country, and you telling me I still can't go and drink out of a white water fountain? Like, how does that work? Like, I should get full citizenship. A lot of them felt that way. Did they? Hey,
another factoid. Operation Paperclip is when, after the Germans were defeated, some of the German scientists that were working for Hitler were actually, brought back to the USA as United States. And they were pretty much had their entire record, expunged and became American citizens. They were black soldiers still had to sit in the back of the train that was carrying the people they just captured. So imagine, you just fought, you captured this German scientist who's been doing all kind of crazy experiments, a war criminal. Imagine them sitting right up front with the other white soldiers and you being told to go sit in the back.
A war criminal.
Exactly. Behind a war criminal. Who is you? You ain't shit. When people tell me if they want to leave, I get it. I completely understand it. There are a lot of places like Japan, like Germany, where they treat American blacks
marketably better.
Very well. Matter of fact, if you go to Germany, man, hey, if you like the paler women, if you like those.
No, actually, I heard Germany was kind of racist. I just heard that around, the military base, they cool, but once you venture past that buffer zone, you're not treated the same.
I didn't hear that they were racist. I hear that they were very slow to befriend you. That they see that the niceness of Americans as a facade. You know how we're like, hey, how you doing? All that small talk. They don't like that shit. They see it as being fake. So initially, you're gonna be like, I don't know these niggas. They don't talk to me. But eventually, they warm up to you. They warm up to you a bit. Now, In Asian countries, now that's a completely different story. If you can go live in Japan, they're gonna treat you nice, but you ain't never gonna be one of them. And that's not because you're black. It's because you're not one of them. You're never going to be Japanese. You know what I'm saying? If you go to Japan, you always going to be an expatriate, an American, an outsider, and they're not going to treat you like they treat each other because they living in a country where that like 99% Japanese stay there. You know, it's
But the difference is though, at least they will respect you. And I think that's the key, is that like if I go to this other country and as a black person, I'm at least respected. I don't care if you don't trust me. I don't care if you don't like me. At least you're going to respect me. You get here and I'm a citizen and you still don't respect me. You still think that like, oh, I done snuck into this hotel to swim in your pool. Like even though I done showed you my key card work on the door, I done stole it still somehow. And even though crazy, right? Or I'm out here bird watching. How am I messing with you? I'm bird watching.
And to be falsely accused of assaulting you, like you're literally saying, I'm going to tell the people that you are hurting me, and I'm choking my dog out.
Choke that dog.
What's crazy about that is these guys is that we're so conditioned to forgive. That these dudes are like, it's okay. I know that's not what's in her heart. And they're not, the people who were in these situations are not nearly as mad as my black ass. Like I'm fuming. He's like, no, it's okay. God knows what's in her heart. Like, no.
I think that's why they don't understand this outrage now. That black folks are just tired of turning the other cheek. That's why now you bump into me, it's a fucking problem, and I'm gonna let you have it. About the smallest shit, it's like motherfuckers used to be, hey, it's fine, and now motherfuckers, you at that tipping point. It don't, whatever it is. Oh man, you scuffed my shoe. Flip the whole goddamn switch. Yeah, it sounds like you called me a nigga. Did you just call me a nigga? It's funny. Everybody on 10 walking around on pins and needles because for so long you've been able to get away with doing little itchy shit, and niggas notice it like, you know what? Nah, it's cool. I gotta go to work anyway. I ain't even gonna bother you. And now niggas got time for all this. Whatever smoke you want to bring to the table, it's somebody out there willing to address it on the scene.
I seen this happen at I don't want to name the store, but I'm in the store and this lady, she still had a work outfit on, like a popular restaurant. So, it's one of those things where with the social distancing, the line gets a little crazy looking. So you're like, is this the front or is this the bag? Where we going? When I say like, somebody else opened their lane and I step forward and she was like, the line starts behind me. When I say this lady was barking like she was ready to fight, and it wasn't even like her cutting in front of me with a guy, it's not like she took some kind of advantage. I'm like, if she get behind me, the line is actually shorter for you. But I ain't say them because, like you said, everybody's on 10, like all of that, I'm going to be cool. Like she still had her work uniform on with her name tag and was letting the lady have it. Now, mind you, it was one of those like, that wasn't quite the situation that, you don't want to see on the news, but it was like, folks tired of that. Like I'm not letting nothing slide nowhere.
You taking liberties that you're used to taking, and motherfuckers is not letting you have them no more. Like you used to be able to just, I'm fine. I'll go over here. My privilege. I understand. And motherfuckers like, nope, not anymore.
Yeah, that you used to be in habitual line stepper, and now people are calling you on that line stepper. You're like,
oh yeah,
why won't you let me be an asshole anymore? That's not the way.
Like,
because we let you be an asshole for too long.
We tried this get along shit, and you just kept on habitually stepping over that goddamn line.
Like I'm gonna have to let you have this wood. Let's get this fire. Get this smoke.
We went walking.
If he get his shit before me, I will burn this Harris teeter down. I'm telling you right now.
Y'all had to drag me out this month. So we went walking yesterday, and for the 4th, and like even my wife, who is like the least militant person I know, is like, hey. This militant black people shit, they not ready for us no more. It was like, and she was like, people were like, happy 4th. And I was like, happy. She's like,
not today. What? It ain't Juneteenth. You better wait till Juneteenth.
Not today. Was your people free on 1776 on July 4th? No, they were not. I'm like, okay, sorry, it's force of habit. I'm used to being able to say it back. I didn't.
Oh yeah,
Well,
because like I didn't even know how I would. I don't even know if I want to celebrate the 4th of July anymore. To be honest with you, because I feel like it's such a contrived holiday, especially in light of the fact of we weren't even free. So my peoples weren't free. So fuck you, fuck the 4th. Just say it.
I mean, let me just say this. Fuck the 4th. I'm still gonna take a day off and I'm still gonna cook out. I'm just not gonna celebrate with you. Like I don't really want. I ain't gonna be no flags. Ain't gonna be none of that happy 4th stuff. Nah, I'm good. I'm taking.
So what if they did away with the 4th of July and renamed Independence Day to Juneteenth? When like everybody was free.
I would be fine.
I would be fine with that, but I would rather take Columbus Day. I would rather take Columbus Day and make Juneteenth a holiday and get rid of Columbus Day, and we're gonna still take. I'm gonna take both days.
Yeah,
so that way you encompass everybody, right? Be like, hey, we're gonna get rid of Columbus Day and give y'all Juneteenth too, and you still get the 2 days off.
Yeah, you still get 2 days off.
Okay, I would be fine with that if we trade some federal holidays, because I mean, federal holidays is some bullshit anyway, because most people don't get federal holidays off. I mean, unless you work at the bank or somewhere big, you don't really get them days off.
Yeah.
But at least, the recognition of the bank being closed at least signifies something. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and I feel like we're making baby steps towards our reparations. I want my money. The rest, baby steps. Hey,
you're not getting no money.
Holiday, you acknowledged it. You got a federal holiday, you acknowledged it. No, I'm just saying, man. People, you know how people who've gotten paid from the federal government for their transgressions the government has done against them. Everybody but us. Everybody. It's like when you in line. Remember you talking about that line and somebody cut in front of you, and we at the back of that bitch. At the back of that bitch, people keep cutting in front of us and getting paid, and you like, hey, cuz when we get to check out, where my money? Where my money?
Which is which goes into my whole statement about leaving this country. Like, hey, before I go anywhere, give me my check.
Hey,
even if you leave, it doesn't not make you an American anymore. Your ancestors still went through those transgressions. Like, hey, if they keeping out checks and you live in Germany or the Netherlands or some shit, I'm still application. I'm still putting my application.
So you gotta keep dual citizenship just in case.
Exactly, just in case. Hey, you got questions?
I'm one of the motherfuckers that don't never want to leave. This is my America too. I didn't fall for this bitch. But lately, it's like, you know what, man, my son about to graduate in a couple years. He might have to come visit us. She's like, hey, man, I know you just got over here, but I done seen enough of this American shit.
Big left and never looked fucking back.
Just like, I mean,
Big
just
left like a thief in the night. And
never looked. I thought it was just me. I'm like, maybe he ain't mess with me like that. I mean, next thing y'all know, he. He on the gram talking about something. Yeah, out here in Strasbourg. Like, what?
Exactly. What? I'm not doing what?
Let me come over and spend my money with some other people. These niggas is crazy over there.
But hey, he still got his family. He's still doing his thing. He's still doing it. So obviously, it's not that bad.
No, he seems to be living the fucking life. He seems to be really enjoying living.
But see, I think that's what the issue is that like for a lot of us, there is no way for us to move. Like we don't have a job that's going to transition to some foreign land to give us the opportunity to go somewhere else. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So we kind of like stuck,
You know, when you talk about that, I interviewed a Continental one time, and that was their selling point. That you could take what the fuck they call it? Sabbatical something. Anyway, you could go to another country because Continental was, more multinational company. They got places all over the place. I mean, they have businesses and offices all over the place. And they were like, hey, you can go live, you can stay in Germany, and they will keep your job here in the States if you want to come back. And you can come back in like 3 years. I'm like, what? I don't know why I would want to do that, but damn, the fact that I could, I like to keep the door.
Bruh, if that's the case, hey. You would see Continental on me right now. Everything, hey man, just want to thank Continental for blessing me with the opportunity to live out here.
They gave me a place to go to work. I'm good. I'll move the mail around this bitch.
Yeah, I interviewed that. We couldn't. The money wasn't right. The money was like, hey, you can go live where you want to, but while you're here, you're gonna be poor. hey, I couldn't do it, but I guess we'll go ahead and transition. This is a bit of a lighter subject. It's going on with a lot of the things that's happening as these businesses are changing names and trying to get out ahead of things. I guess get out ahead of things because recently some realtors decided they were going to stop calling the master bedroom the master bedroom. They were going to start calling. What the fuck they said they were going to change the name to?
I don't know.
I ain't heard nothing about
I
that.
don't
Anyway,
know.
basically, the understanding of the master bedroom was basically that it was the head of the household. You are the person in charge in this particular residence. Therefore, you had the big bedroom and the big piece of fucking chicken. You know what I'm saying? In light of the new, what's happening now in the whole, master slave.
PC.
Yeah, the whole PC world that we
Oh,
live in, master is now a negative. It has a negative connotation in every sense. I'm gonna tell you something. Ticketmaster better be fucking word. They better be coming up with some goddamn B name.
You can't be a kung fu master no more.
No,
wait, they're changing it to the primary bedrooms and baths, or using owner suite.
yeah. See, I'm be honest with you. We on another level because this also happened with I think the guy who does the voice of Cleveland is leaving and said that the person who should do the voice should be a minority, and them changing the name of Aunt Jemima and Uncle Ben's. These things have been happening so long, it don't even fucking bother me no more. I ain't even never thought about it. I don't even really care. Like, I understand Aunt Jemima is a mammy stereotype, but I've been looking at her shit. I've been looking at her ass so long, I don't fucking care anymore. Like, it's not.
You say y'all will go around here changing every fucking thing except for what the fucking problem is.
Except for Fort Hood, Fort Dix, Fort whatever, Bennings, Fort Bragg.
Fort Bragg. Yeah.
Y'all change Auntie Mama.
Yeah,
but you won't change Fort Bragg or Fort
Your
Hood.
president
or whatever.
said that he would veto any spending bill that had information in about changing the names of Confederate bases.
That's
he's like I'm willing to bankrupt your ass just to make sure that you don't change the name. Who gives a fuck? Matter of fact, I wanted to bet he didn't even know which bases were named after Confederates.
He did.
He no way he knew. And on another note, as far as with Aunt Jemima, I'm like, so like, yeah, she's racist. Nobody asked you to do this. No black person was like, man, Aunt Jemima's racist as fuck. No, we didn't care.
Like, I feel like that's what they do. They'll give you basically some low level bullshit to try to pacify you. So you'll be like, see, like, look, man, we're trying to help you out. We give you this, we give you that. But
you gave me a bunch of shit I ain't asked for.
Yeah, or didn't want, or like with the voice actors of black characters change me like, oh, I think this character should be voiced by a person, a minority now. On one hand, I appreciate that you're trying to give minority voice actors work. That said, Crete Summer does the voice of like every black fucking character ever. She's just gonna get more work now.
Yeah.
I feel like it's not genuine. I feel like it's not coming from a genuine place. I feel like you're trying to get out ahead of being canceled for something that we weren't gonna say shit about. Like,
anyway,
I better get out, I better quit before them niggas say something. No,
like for me, I would rather you keep all that shit. How about you hire a black executive producer, associate producer, director? How about you do some of that stuff? Or if Aunt Jemima is, I don't even know who they make.
Black creators, it's like
if you make Aunt Jemima, but the whole board of directors is a bunch of old white guys. You throw in a white woman to make everybody feel better. All the C-suite white guys. Yeah. Go down to the next level, still a bunch of VPs, white guys. Yeah. I would much rather
have like one brother at that VP level. He can't go no higher. This is as high as he ever gonna go.
It don't even be one brother. It usually be either a woman or they'll go find an Indian guy and be like, see, we're diverse. See, look at this woman. Look at this Indian guy. Like, really? Like,
when I worked at my previous company,
seriously,
highest person at this job was they had one black VP, one black VP, two black directors. That's it. That's that's the problem. I was like, when I look at your management and I don't see no black people in the higher ups and the C levels, I'm like, nah, it's a problem. It's a problem.
So I'm like you. It's like you solving a problem that you giving me a solution for something that wasn't a problem.
Yeah.
But I'm telling you the problems, and you're not offering me any solutions.
Mm-mm. And none of
like, man, I got this big cold, and you bring me some orange juice, some apple juice, like,
and it's cold too. It's straight out of the refrigerator.
Thank you, but do you have any tea?
Hey, just in case you sprain your ankle, here you go. I'm gonna tape your ankle up. Like, nah, I got a cold though.
I got the flu. I got corona, nigga.
Yeah, I got corona. Stop taping my ankle. Stop taping my fingers.
But I did something for you. You right? You can't say I ain't never done nothing for you.
Yeah, and here's the thing: the family. I mean, because I'm like, is there anybody black that was benefiting from Uncle Ben or Aunt Jemima or anybody?
Well, Aunt Jemima is a made up character. She was based on the mammy stereotypes. She's not based on a real person. You know what I'm saying?
All right.
As far as Uncle Ben, I don't know, because when this popped off, one of the less knowledgeable white folks told a story about how Aunt Jemima had a rise from slavery to become the spokesperson of Aunt Jemima pancakes. And we're like, no, that did not happen because she's not a real person. She didn't exist. She's based on a stereotype on, the whole mammy, type. And I'm not against that, that stereotype, because that stereotype gave people like, what's the lady from Gone with the Wind?
I know who you're talking about. I cannot think of her name though.
Something Hatfield, Hattie McDaniel.
Yes.
Yay, Hattie McDaniel won the first. She was the first black person to win an Oscar. I think. I want to say.
It wasn't televised though.
It wasn't televised, and she was not allowed into
the front door.
They weren't going to let her come. They would not let her even come and accept her fucking Oscar. So that stereotype did help and benefit some black people. Some people did see some benefits from it. And as far as nowadays, it's so ingrained in our culture, you didn't even realize that Aunt Jemima wasn't a real person. I had no idea. No fucking idea.
And so, but the simple fact of the matter goes back to, again, having Aunt Jemima, Uncle Ben's, whomever, does not affect my life.
Right, I just want some rice and some syrup, man. Shit didn't really matter. It tastes all right.
You can have anybody, honestly. Like,
we got some comments going. Somebody mad because we ain't looking at the comments.
I'm sorry, I haven't been paying attention.
I mean, I've been looking at the comments, but it's kind of like,
she's based off the creator of Serbs and a real nanny. That's not what I read. I didn't read it. I read it. She was and they themselves. Who was the creator of Uncle Ben's? What's the parent company?
I don't know.
Anyway, they themselves said she was based on a real person. And when I looked her up, there was nothing that said. They said she was an amalgamation of a bunch of different people. So while she might have been based on one person, she was also an amalgamation of like that one person plus that person plus that person. That doesn't make her real. That doesn't make her real,
Yeah, like it looked like, but isn't it funny that a company with correct me if I'm wrong, with white executives and what a white CEO are telling you how a black person, like, she was my great nana's mammy. Come on.
Okay.
We love Bethel.
With Uncle Ben's,
not Bethel.
With Uncle Ben's, it says that Uncle Ben was actually an African American rice grower known for the quality of his rice.
Well then, shit. Why
let him be?
Why not keep him? I mean, that's a.
Oh, and it's owned by the Mars Corporation.
Okay.
And they also own Aunt Jemima. That's just one of the reasons why they did this in one fell swoop, because they own both of them. Both of those trademarks, correct?
Nope. Aunt Jemima is owned by Quaker Oats Company.
Okay, so that's just it was just a coincidence that one was like, "Hey, we're not doing this no more," and the other one was like, "Well, shit, Uncle Ben, I don't know, nigga, we looking at you." Right? It's a coincidence. They all happened at the same time.
It's just the hour of the moment right now. They anything with a black face on it, motherfuckers questioning.
Yeah.
Not even questioning, but it's like don't jump on it unnecessarily. Like you know, this is more or less a F or a G problem. We're trying to get to the A problem. What is the A, B, C, and D? You know, like let's get to the main ones.
Who is Nancy Green?
Okay, cool.
But no, you're right. Like you say, yeah, you skip right over the shit we was asking y'all about to go solve some other shit. That unsolved mystery music started coming on.
Nancy Green was a storyteller, cook, activist, and the first of many African American models hired to promote a corporate trademark as Aunt Jemima. So basically, she was the original Aunt Jemima. She was the person that they took pictures of. She was the person that they photographed in order to market Aunt Jemima.
They took pictures of, but she's not. That's still not based on the real person. She's not. It's not Nancy Green's syrup mix. We took a picture of a person to represent Aunt Jemima. That doesn't make her the person.
What about because you got to think, even before Nancy Green probably started promoting it, there were pictures on bottles.
The reason why they chose Nancy Green is because she fit the description.
She just looked right. She looked the part.
Yeah, she looked the part. She could have been anybody.
No, Quaker Oats is a big conglomerate. So Quaker Oats owns a bunch of stuff, and it's just basically it's kind of like PepsiCo. If you got something good, PepsiCo will just buy it and put it under their umbrella because they just want to own more shelf space and sell more goods. So Quaker Oats basically owns a bunch of different stuff. And so that's the reason why I'm kind of like, it's just a move just to placate people, but it's not really placating anybody because I'm pretty sure if you go to the Quaker Oats, if you go to their company website, you probably find out that like all of the C-suites are occupied by white guys.
I mean, even that before all of this happened, they were completely content with the status quo and moving forward with what they were doing. There was no movement to say, "Hey, this Nancy Green or Aunt Jemima, or this stereotype is racist. We're gonna start moving towards something else." The only thing that moved any of this was the fact that they thought there was a possibility that the uproar or people could get canceled or they could get canceled in the future. So they were fine with this being racist last year or the year before that or the year before that. You know,
they burned the windows down. Oh, they'll burn anything down.
Yeah.
Just find out Quaker Oats is actually owned by Pepsi. So it's like
wow.
That way.
So them changing a character on the box didn't really fix anything. It's just nice.
Yeah.
Are we serious? Facebook is out there today, boy.
He said, "What the fuck did Miss Butterworth do?" I don't get that one. You gotta explain that one, sir.
I'll tell about this dude.
I don't know what he's talking about.
I don't know.
You see what I'm talking
about? Wait. Where did Brad come in for?
Exactly. Now y'all see it. I thought I was the only one looking at this dumb shit.
I wasn't even paying attention, but I just saw all of this.
Hey, I like that. It's a troll. It's a good job. Hey, troll.
Yeah. I mean, it's usually more fun to have trolls when they act as something to add, but since they're not adding shit.
Yeah, I mean, like when they're intelligent, I don't mind them.
Yeah,
but like these dudes aren't even intelligent.
Yeah, so I went ahead and blocked them because it's not any fun. It's not any fun if you're not gonna give us anything to talk about. You know, you're just gonna come in here
relevant.
Irrelevant. You're gonna call them a homosexual? Like, come on, cuz you ain't gotta do that. You ain't gotta do that. We can just lambaste you on any topic you want to talk about.
I mean, right.
But yeah, oh man,
they only changed the name to get canceled, not to get canceled, right?
Yeah, they did. They only changed the name not to get canceled, and I can get with that. And I that's a kind of the thing that we're seeing a lot with all of these people. Everything that's getting changed is that they're worried about the possibility of getting canceled or uproar or poor publicity, and it just seems disingenuous. The entire thing is disingenuous.
Well, see, I think that's the whole product of. I think that's the whole disconnected. Like I said, the 60 to 80% of white people just don't get is that we're not looking for artificial or fabricated changes or superficial changes. We actually want the system to change.
Yeah,
so like when
substantial changes.
So like when you look at something like criminal justice reform, and you got like Trump keeps saying I did criminal justice reform. No, man, you did not. You didn't change the cash money bail system. You didn't change the minimums offenses.
Mandatory
You didn't really,
minimums,
mandatory minimums. You didn't change any type of prosecutions that happened, and you sure enough didn't change the way that we look at releasing people on their own recognizance. You didn't change none of that stuff. All you did was just release a couple people and change and kind of scalpel along the edges of some rules to make people feel better.
Since you're talking about Trump, went into that. What do you got to think about your boy Kanye running for president 5 months before the election?
First off, like somebody who was that texted us and said, can he even get on the ballot in most states? I don't even think he can get on a ballot.
That was my first question when he said that he was running for president. I was like, at this point, I don't know if he can get on the ballot. I don't think it's enough time to get
because I think for him to get on the ballot, he would need a ton of signatures in each one of those states, and it's probably going to be somewhere in the amount of like hundreds of thousands of people.
Is Kanye not the kind of guy you think could garner enough support?
Your boy put him up to it. Trump, he needed distraction. He's like, look, I need to divide them votes some type of way. So if I can at least get you to get out here and act the goddamn fool.
But my thing is,
you'll help me out.
Who did that trick? Who tricked
the folks that didn't vote the last time, right? All of the people, the young folks or black folks that was on the edge that's like, I don't want to vote about this or vote about that. You know what? I vote for Kanye. I can see Kanye soaking up maybe 10% of the vote.
I don't see him soaking up any of the vote. Again, even if he was to get on the ballot, first off, nobody would hear his message. So that's true.
Hey, do you know how many albums these people selling that ain't rapping about nothing? And you gonna tell me you don't think they'll check the box for Kanye? Get the fuck out of here.
That is a big leap in logic, though, going from this nigga sell albums to like, hey, I want to be the president of the United States of America.
Oh, it's a leap for somebody with logic, right? But it's not a leap for somebody that's like, oh yeah, that idolize celebrities. Like, it's a lot of people out here that idolize these celebrities, and his celebrity alone, I will believe, will suck up 10% of the vote that'll swing the whole goddamn thing.
10% of the vote. I mean,
if he gets like this, if he legit gets on the ballot, it's gonna be people just checking him to spite the system, and then there's gonna be people checking him that like him.
But hold on, at this point in the game, with Joe Biden being like the
12 million people.
Yeah,
here's the thing. Here's the thing.
12 million people.
We've known who Kanye is for the past 20 years. It ain't about him getting out here and putting a message. This is just about his name being on that fucking piece of paper and people having the option to say, you know what, I'm gonna buck the system. I'm gonna check Kanye.
But 12 million.
You know how many people said? You know how many people said? How many people last year said I ain't? Well, not last year, but the last election said I ain't gonna vote for neither one of them because I don't like them.
Or Jill Stein. Jill Stein is soaked up what? She actually took up a pretty decent percentage.
But the difference is that Jill Stein actually had a platform.
And that's what Kanye is gonna fail. Is he
ain't got no platform?
He ain't got no platform.
He wouldn't know being Kanye. I'm Kanye.
I'm Kanye. That's a whole platform. You don't think he got 12 million followers? We don't think Kanye got 12 million followers?
No, I don't. Wait a minute. First off,
when him and Kim show up on the Instagram, you don't think they get 12 million looks?
No, because those are the people who typically do not vote.
I honestly feel
like look at that. Those are not the people.
But the thing is, to win the election, we said we need the people that don't vote. So now, if we can't get them because Kanye sucking them up, they gone, right? So we need these people that don't vote to swing this election, right?
Not necessarily.
I feel like you're talking
Not
about the people
necessarily.
who weren't going to vote anyway. I feel like the people that you were referring to that feel like Kanye is an option
Weren't gonna vote anyway.
What about the people that did vote that just wrote random shit in?
I mean, there's always a select few of those who
Right,
do
so he
crazy
get
stuff
those,
like that.
and he get the people that weren't gonna vote anyway that we wanted to vote for in the way we want them to vote. Right? You losing these people regardless, right?
Nah, that's you. I mean,
I think if they ain't
but
voting,
to say
it's not
10%
like
though, 10% is a lot. Remember, Ralph Nader, I think the most Nader or who is it, Ross Perot ever got was what, around 15%? I want to say 12 to 15 or something like that.
If he could get 5 is a.
Yeah, what I'm telling you is you don't want to. If Kanye get on the ballot, Trump winning automatic, guaranteed.
I don't think so.
But hold on, with him running as a Republican, wouldn't that take away from Trump's people and not anybody else's?
Like I don't feel like.
Well, when you can vote either side. You can vote for presidency. You see both options, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not like running on an all Democratic ticket or all Republican ticket. When your shit come up, it's gonna say Trump, Biden, and Kanye. And I think a lot of super motherfuckers are gonna put Kanye.
Well, first
just
off,
to be mad.
First off, let's be honest. Kanye ain't gonna make it onto most ballots.
That's what I'm saying. If he does get on the ballot, I think it's a problem for Biden.
He's not going to get on very many ballots because he's not going to be able to amass the number of signatures that he would need in order to be on those ballots. So, for instance, I think here in North Carolina, he's going to need about 200,000 signatures. I don't think he's going to find 200,000 signatures in the next 60 to 90 days in order to be.
What if the Trump people? What if the people that like Trump sign it because they like Trump, so they like Kanye? And so they're not gonna vote. They're not gonna vote for him, but they get him on the ballot to suck up the votes from the other people.
But your concern is that he would take the votes from Biden. But let me ask you a question: Who do you think who would vote for Biden would turn around and vote for Kanye?
Yeah, like
confused people. People like that listen to Diddy that say we should hold our votes hostage.
I feel like this whole argument is based on the idea that Kanye gonna take votes from Biden, and I don't really feel like that's
because I think if you vote for Trump, you are already voting for Trump no matter what.
There is
but that's the same thing for Biden. If you're voting for Biden, you're going to vote for Biden.
A small subset of people
it's about 20% of the population
that
who you are trying to sway
on who they are. Those, and then out of the bunch that's left, I still don't see those guys saying, you know what, Kanye seems like. If you were disillusioned with both of them, maybe. But if that's the case, you weren't going to vote.
You still got to have something. Like, I know Kanye's Kanye. I like his music. I like, some of the things he said. But what else you got?
Yeah, because
I ain't heard him ever say anything that
they said, they hit you with the we hired one reality star. Why we can't hire another one? Like I'm telling you, I think
to say that is just to ignore the fact of black people got brains. I mean, like basically,
it ain't just black folks. It's gonna be white folks too. I ain't talking about just black people now. That's just gonna vote for Kanye. I'm telling you, it's a whole subset of people that feel like I don't like what you call. And you know what? I'll check Kanye just to say I voted.
I feel like
you're giving that number too much credit.
Yeah,
the thing is, the number don't. What I'm trying to get y'all to realize, the number don't have to be very big. I think the people that are gonna do it would have been people that Biden could have convinced to vote for him to put him over the top. And I don't think he's gonna get those numbers to go over the top, and he's gonna be just under Trump, and he's gonna fucking lose.
I don't think so because, like in some of these states, he's holding like a 12 percentage point.
Shit look real good. Shit look real good till it come in.
The polling, and this is even from Republican internal polling, is not very good for Trump. I mean, like it's like we're talking like double digits.
Well, see, because like
Hillary had the majority and still lost.
No, that's no. Whoa! You're talking about two different things.
The hate for Hillary.
I understand the electoral college and how all this works, whether you get the majority or not, that you can still lose.
I'm saying that the hate that people have for the Clintons and Hillary, they don't have that same hate for Biden. Those people are not carrying that same. I know people that there were Democrats who was like, I fucking hate Hillary Clinton. That is a quote. Those same people do not hold that same level of hate. And even through all of that, Trump barely won. So you telling me after 4 years, after a pandemic, after him wrecking the economy, after him barely winning, that you can still find people who are on the fence about this shit?
People that'll look you in your face and tell you that, yeah, I will vote for Biden and go in there boost and check Trump. Hell yeah.
Them people don't exist. Those people do not exist anymore. You have picked a side by now. Someone that you have picked a side.
Well, see, no, I won't. I'm not gonna say that there aren't people who could fall into that trap of Kanye. But what I'm saying is that like the number of people who will fall into that trap for Kanye, I will give it a max of 3%. Max. And that's, to be honest with you, that's still a lot of people. That's still like 3 million dummies walking around.
It's predicated on the idea that he automatically gonna be stealing votes from Biden. If you talk about these people and they confused, they didn't know who they were going to vote for. Those could have been prospect Trump votes. Was like, oh well, I might vote for Trump, but I like Kanye more. So let's vote for Kanye. I like his music. You know what I'm saying? So your idea that he's gonna hit 3%, he getting 3% on both sides.
And so
I think if you voted for Trump the last time, you probably gonna vote for him again.
Yeah, and you know who those people are? You know who that people that Trump runs, his popularity runs at about 30%.
40. No, it's 39.
Yeah, about 39. But out of that 39, about 30% of those people out of that group are hardcore Trump supporters. Ain't nothing, you're not gonna waver them. They're not coming out of that shit, right? So the rest of those people, there is a large subset of people who voted for Trump thinking that things were going to be different because he was anti-establishment and are disillusioned at that fact. Even if that group of people were to say, hey, you know what, fuck Trump, I'm gonna vote for Kanye, or I want to vote for him again, you still barely fucking won. Like, he's running a net negative here. That's what you're not understanding. You think that this was not a blowout. This was a close race that I think he won. He lost popularity wise.
Because like you, the thing that you're not looking at the states where Trump has to win in order to carry another election victory, like Michigan. Now, when you look at Michigan, do you really think that Michigan people are going to be like, I'm gonna vote for Kanye? No, that's not Michigan. Now, if you were saying California, yeah, I could believe some dummies out there in fucking California would do some stupid ish like that. You could say the same thing about maybe like New York, somewhere like that. Maybe there'll be, but Michigan.
I'm gonna tell you what's gonna happen. He's gonna get blown out. Real talk. He's gonna get blown out. It's not gonna be close. He's not gonna be close. He's gonna be fighting to take Texas. He's gonna be fighting. This is how you don't understand how unhappy people are with Trump at this particular time. It's people who are primarily Republicans who are on the bandwagon with, I just vote for anybody just to get him out. This is
if the election wasn't 4 months away, I would agree with you. But considering the election is 4 months away, there's a lot of stuff that could happen in those 4 months.
But what's not
that could give him a path to winning.
What's not going to happen in those 4 months is this pandemic is not going to be over with, and this is his cross to bear. He is riding on this pandemic, and it's just going to get worse. By the time the election,
we don't necessarily know that it's going to get worse,
nigga.
We don't.
Nigga,
wait.
We are at 50,000 new cases a day. We are trending with 100,000 new cases a day. We are looking.
But they're testing more.
We get to November. We are looking at 250 to 300,000 deaths. You cannot tell me that people are going to look at that. Everybody, by the time that happens, every single one of us will know somebody who at least had a coronavirus and maybe died from it. You're going to tell me you're going to be able to look over that?
Wait. So.
That doesn't pass. You can't get past that.
They can't. Yes, they don't take the name off the Aunt Your Mama syrup.
If you look at the
trends, we changed Aunt Your Mama.
What you want from me? Jesus. I gave y'all a stimulus check. Look, y'all got a check, didn't you?
If you look at the trends for as far as coronavirus goes, what happens if coronavirus, we get a herd immunity, which basically means that enough people have gotten coronavirus to where there's enough antibodies circulating in the system to where the cases start to come down. Then you will be looking at a situation where you could start lifting in some of these restrictions off, and all of a sudden we could have a boom in the economy, which is enough for him to be able to sell to some people as a win.
Here's the kicker with that. We don't even know yet if you can't get the shit twice. The antibodies that people are building up have been breaking down after only 3 months. It's totally possible that you could have coronavirus at the beginning and get the shit again.
But that's what I'm saying, is that like you don't necessarily know. So before I must say that Trump is going to lose in a landslide, I'm not going to put anything past it, because like I figured that like people, because like I thought the same thing about Hillary Clinton. They're like, oh no, people are going to be smart enough to see through the bullshit that Trump is throwing at them and going to vote for Hillary and do the right thing. And they didn't. So I'm not going to necessarily go down that path of saying that people won't, especially when you talk about some of these toss-up states, and people could do
one thing I will say to Jay's credit is that had Trump handled, these are layups. Had he handled coronavirus just slightly better, had he showed a bit more empathy, had he done things earlier, this could have been a fucking layup re-election for him. Because in a crisis, most presidents see a bump. Like I think after 9/11, George Bush was polling at like 85, 90%. And you telling me in an election year, you're polling at 80%? This could have been a fucking layup. Like this was bungled all the way. All you had to do is be less dickish. And to your point, I do feel like the numbers will tighten up and that this will be closer.
Oh,
I just feel as though
somebody said BLM could lose momentum in 4 months, and that means Trump will win. Here's the problem with that one. Is that police like to kill black people too bad. And
like they just talk his boys down for 4 months. Hey, could y'all just not choke nobody else this month? Please. Y'all killing me. God damn, just don't choke nobody this month.
They out here choking your shit, choking your ass, and then celebrate that shit later, like they did.
These motherfuckers is crazy.
Elijah McCain, little homie was like, "Please stop choking me. I'm not one of those guys." It is the saddest fucking thing I've ever heard. You know what I'm saying? When he's talking while he's dying, and then later on you're celebrating that. What kind of fucking?
And then you got the nerve to tell him, "Oh, he's acting up. You need to stick him with the strongest shit you got."
Right?
You done already choked him out, bro.
Yeah, like, man, it's I don't understand how they sleep at night. Like, if it were me, and I choked somebody, he was in the hospital and he eventually died, I'm not gonna be right. But they go out to the bar and hey,
you did a good job, brother.
Did you see that choke? Cobra clutch. I gave him the Cobra clutch.
Exactly.
And somebody should have been right out there shooting him in the back of the fucking head. Like this shit is fucking stupid.
Because like I said, that you would think that like after the whole BLM thing, right? We turn around the next week, and when Ahmad, what's his name, it got shot in the back running at Wendy's. Like you would
no, that was Brooks.
What? So like that happened a week after George Floyd. Won about a week or two.
Yeah.
So like you mean to tell me that police couldn't even make it 2 weeks without shooting somebody in the back?
Hey,
we gonna probably it's quite literally possible in October we could get hit with some shit like this, and we off to the races because we all gonna run to the polls then because they had a chance to pass some real shit, and McConnell punk ass didn't want to do it, and let's get that wood.
Yeah,
and I'm glad because when you said it was like
Rashard Brooks.
Point, something is gonna pop up, and it's gonna be like, okay, there's an opportunity where I could see it being like the Fraternal Order of Police or somebody getting behind him. And then in that tragedy in October being like, Trump, what you gonna do? Like, you can stand with the people, or you can stand with the potential voters, or you can stand with them, or you can stand with us, and that's gonna be the deciding factor, because something is gonna happen. It's happened so continuously.
It's 2020.
Exactly.
It's
Yeah.
2020.
Yeah, I mean,
But I can
wouldn't
see
even.
something specifically, like even with everything going on for those people who go and support Trump, no matter what, there's something that's going to happen. It's going to be like, where you stand, where you voting? Are you going to stick with the police on this one? And we all know where he's standing on it.
Well,
Hey,
I mean,
looting and
Hey,
shooting.
yeah, I better listen to the Kendra. What was his name? Tyrion. You don't believe something just because you want to believe it.
what are you talking about?
With this believing Trump can't win. We ain't
No,
believe he can win the first time.
I'm not.
we're not saying that he can't win.
I'm saying that the numbers are not there. That the only way his path to victory right now is to cheat. It's through voter suppression.
I mean, for me, the only path he has is like he said. He keeps his thing now is to say that like Corona is finna disappear, right? If he
Get
can
that outta
preach
here.
that enough, because like the stuff he says, for some odd reason, people start taking it as gospel. So if he can say
Man, they
Corona
got
has
folks out here
disappeared
believing
enough,
BLM is a terrorist organization.
right? So if he can say stuff enough and get you to believe it, he can easily get back into the same situation he was in last time, where people decide, oh well, I'm not gonna vote because of both of them are the same, or I don't like this person, or Sleepy Joe is mental, or whatever it is. Because
Yeah.
if he says it enough, people will believe it.
And that's the biggest trouble going forward, is that it's a lot of time. It's a lot of time for you to try to work on your message and to try to whittle down at this lead that you have, and to paint Joe Biden as someone who is
Sleepy Joe.
Out of touch.
Yeah, like I say, it's a whole lot of pictures popping up of Joe Biden flirting with the KKK now, ain't it?
Well, that guy was that picture that you saw with him with the ex-Klan member, that guy had was moved away from the KKK at the time he took that picture with him. Now, if you want to talk about that crime bill that he signed in 94, where he was super excited about that shit, and mandatory minimum, because he was one of the champions of the Clinton crime bill. And
like you say, people don't do the research, but shit, at some point, living the way we live, we all probably would have agreed with the crime bill, because people just do the right thing is what you think, and you're like, hey man, listen, don't do crime, and you'll be all right. You don't think about the people that's in situations where crime is just right next to them, and they got to do it.
Well, see, which brings me to something. I think it was like USA Today did a poll and asked whether you were proud to live in America, right? And basically, what happens is the majority of people are not proud to live in America. Go figure. And I think one of the reasons why is because America no longer feels like we should do the best. We should improve everything. Like, for instance, you take Obamacare, for example. Obama did what Obama does, which is Obama puts out something and he expects for people to be able to, hey, we'll work with you and we'll continue to improve it. So that's the whole reason why he pushed Obamacare through, because the point of Obamacare was push this through, and if stuff is not working, we'll fix it. Mm-hmm. Well, that's not how America works anymore. Now America works in the fact of, if I don't agree with you in the beginning, ain't shit that they can do to fix anything. We need to just scrap the whole thing, tear that thing down. And I'm like, wait a minute now. When Kennedy sent us to the moon, the whole premise of that is that we're going to get to the moon, so we're going to do whatever it takes to get to the moon. So we're going to do everything from let a black woman fuck around with the all-white NASA. We're going to do some shit like that. This time and age, people are looking at stuff and they're like, oh, you know what? Well, if criminal justice reform, if it takes any money away from the police department, I can't do it. So fuck it can't. It's a no-go.
It's become what I like to call cheerleading politics, where you either red or you blue. No matter what you do, I'm cheering for it. And even if it works against your best interest, that's what it turns into. It turns into, hey, I don't like what they're doing. Or even if it could directly benefit you, like, let's say healthcare. Everybody should be able to go to the doctor without going bankrupt. Sound good?
Sound
good. Like, no. Like, but
okay. I work hard for my healthcare. You should have to work hard for yours too.
But
I am working hard. I just can't afford this shit.
Exactly. And versus
because
attacking the actual problem, which is the actual healthcare costs. Like, you mean to
which
tell me a
is
hospital can be for profit? Come on, man.
which was like the whole premises of Obamacare was is Obama when he pushed it through. The whole reason why we didn't get a Medicare for all type of plan included in the bill was because he thought that okay, Republicans y'all hate that. If I take it out, y'all will vote for it, right? And they were like, yeah, we'll vote for it. Yeah. And as soon as it came to the floor, how many Republicans voted for it?
Yeah,
None. It was
he
party line vote.
he was unwilling to be mean.
Yes.
He wanted to everything to be bipartisan almost to a fault. And while I'm a big fan of Obama and I would love to meet him one day, I feel like that niceness from a black guy is something that they took for granted. They expect all of us to be that way. You know what I'm saying? You should be more like, you should be nice and accepting like Obama. And it's like, nah, nigga, I'm sick of that shit.
Especially
No,
when you
actually,
don't.
DP, wait. 1 second. I'm finna address DP because she said healthcare for all will bankrupt us. No, it won't.
Bankrupt who?
Here's
Not
the
America.
thing. If you take the money that you currently pay for your company plan and you paid it to Medicaid and everybody was on Medicaid, you would just be transferring the funds. So yeah, you may pay more in taxes, but you might not have to pay as much in healthcare. Because I know I don't know about the rest of y'all, but healthcare hits your check every 2 weeks for about 3 or 4 stacks.
Yeah.
So what's the difference between paying?
Family, it's like 300 for the fam.
Yeah, every paycheck, not every month, every paycheck.
Yeah, it's so. Not
so what would be the difference between paying 6 or 7 stacks to Aetna and paying 500 to the government? What would be the difference except for you would save $200 by paying the 500 to the government?
Right. And by giving the government a baseline number, you're going to save on your overall health care.
And I'm one of the people who I don't subscribe to that whole you can bankrupt the government. I watch the government give out $2 trillion like
at the blink of an eye.
The blink of eye. No worries.
And did have to know to put out a message. Hey, if you was dead, can you send that check back?
Yeah. So I'm saying, so when you tell me that we can't do this, we can't do that. When you motivated, you'd find a way to do whatever the hell.
Perfect example is for some odd reason we keep on finding 800. I think now we're up to 815, 830, $830 billion to give to the Defense Department. We keep finding that money for bombs, which
that we ain't dropping. You keep building shit we ain't even using.
But when you need to take care of your citizens, right? Like the idea that your health care is tied to your employer is ridiculous. You know, you can tell me that I can only get sick when I have a job. What kind of bullshit is this?
Don't let one of my kids be sick, or have a pre-existing condition from birth. I can go bankrupt.
Exactly.
Like literally, one of our neighbors, her husband got sick and literally lost the house because the hospital bills and the mortgage just got too much.
Let me tell you something. It is almost better that you die. That you get sick and die than it is for you to get sick and prolong and with endless suffering for your fucking family members. Healthcare in America is like praying you don't get really sick. Like, hey, nigga, it better not be cancer. I can't afford it.
We're gonna have to go ahead and you have to.
And see,
you don't have to die in a mysterious accident before you need to
go. You have to go look up what America's debt is. How a breakdown of America's debt for you to realize that America really ain't in that kind of debt that people claim on a regular basis.
The debt breakdown is basically the $22 trillion is what we got on the books. $22 trillion. However, about 60% of that we owe to ourselves.
Yeah.
So basically, it's money that was borrowed from Social Security and all the Treasury and whatever was loaned to America. So basically, we loaned ourselves around 11 to 12 trillion dollars. The rest of that money is split up between places like Japan, China, Saudi Arabia, those types of people, and that is truly debt that we have to pay to other people. Now, the thing about that $22 trillion worth in debt, or which is about to probably be around 25 by the time Trump is done, is that, like, you know what? We were on a path to pay that off over the course of about 10 years when Bill Clinton left office.
Right.
But we got a jackrabbit named Bush
who started two wars.
Who started not even the two wars, as Dick Cheney liked to call it, deficits don't matter type of situations. And so that's when you start racking up $1 trillion per year in budget deficits, which are the precipice of being just basically cutting corporate taxes. That's where that's where all the money really is.
Socialism for the corporations and capitalism for everybody else. Good luck, nigga.
Yeah. So in actuality, if they really wanted to manage the debt and get rid of the debt, it's real simple. Stop lowering taxes on people who can afford it.
Who can afford to pay the shit.
Yeah.
Like Google, pay your taxes. If y'all don't like it, go to another country. And as a matter of fact, if they did, I would boycott Google.
Exactly.
What's the dude that owns Berkshire Hathaway?
Warren Buffett.
Warren Buffett. I remember Warren Buffett mentioning that he paid less taxes than his secretary.
As a percentage, yeah, he pays his tax rate typically hovers around that 12 to 15 range.
Right.
His secretary, her tax range is about 30%.
Yeah, 30%. Ooh, that 30%, that hit hard too.
Woo!
Because like, and it's mostly because, you know, capital gains gets taxed at like a cheaper rate than anything. I think capital gains rate right now is about 15%.
Yeah, I mean, because those guys don't have 9 to 5s. They don't
soft income.
Yeah, they don't have an income coming in that you can say, okay, you got this check, we're going to tax this check at this percentage. They make money off their investments, which is a little bit harder. I mean, the IRS has no problem figuring out, but it's a little bit harder for you to say, hey, tax that.
Yeah, because like, for instance, if you were to pay the capital gains taxes on all your money, and what you would say is, no, I don't want your salary. No, you can keep that. I'll take as little salary as possible in order to keep myself, but I'll take all your stock options.
Yeah.
And so you have
CEOs is making bank. That's how he's making so much bank, because most of his money is tied up in stock options. I think. Yeah. And on another note, so is Mark Zuckerberg, and that's why he lost like $7 billion.
And the fact you can lose it and still keep your life. I mean, you know, it's some people, you take 70 grand. It's like, hey, you dead.
I would go play in traffic. 7 billion. Living no more. I can't go back to being broke. I can't do it.
No,
that nigga ain't even close to broke.
No,
exactly. Give me. I lose 7. It's like, hey, look, hey, we gonna have to. We gonna start selling these rocks around here.
Hey, but what makes it even funner is that, like, it's not even people like Mark Zuckerberg who has most of his income tied up in his company or whatever. It's guys like, I think one of the people, I think the guy who like was the head of Home Depot. He basically worked at Home Depot for like 1 or 2 years. But part of his compensation was he got a bunch of stock options. So what he did was, what they do is they get the stock options, then they can turn around and immediately sell those same options. So you have the option to buy the stock at less than what is on the market. And then what you do is, as soon as you get those options, you turn around and sell them. So you could make like $100 million in the span of like a week.
Yeah.
And
you could do that. You could do
15% tax on that.
At your own company, you just not gonna make you don't have the capital to buy enough, a stock
to turn around like that.
Yeah, I think like when I was at Piedmont, we got a 5% discount. And I'm like, 5%? Well, shit, that means I'm getting a 5% bonus on every single piece of stock I buy. It's just I can't buy enough to make this a viable thing.
Right.
I got $1,000. That's all I got.
Can I flip that? Can I flip that around and then get the million you make? And that's what's funny when CEOs get let go, or like these high-end executives, And they were like, well, it was making, and I'm like, what they stock options look like? Because you could literally make a killing, because one of the former CFOs at my old job, he was horrible. He was god awful. Like, he literally he's the reason the company is not bought by somebody else.
Yes. Yes.
And this dude, he got a job being a CFO somewhere else, and they had given him all of these stock options that he then made money off of to go sink another ship. The irony.
Honestly, I sometimes I think those guys it's a collaborative.
It's a group up. They all sit around at dinner. They get on a Zoom, a private Zoom, and be like, "Look, man, hey,
you better fuck this shit and make a bunch of goddamn money."
It ain't even a private Zoom. They just got private clubs, period. So they all go to these private golf courses, and they all know each other. And so you be CEO at one place one day, and then you decide to leave. You go be CEO at another place.
You guys watch The Banker, and y'all actually, I think Brian,
I watched it.
That's how they had to get that little dude golf game up to make him.
Yeah.
I was like, as soon as they did, I was like, oh yeah, this some real shit right here. You got to get your golf game up. You got to make it look like you. That's what business deal happened on the fucking golf course.
Dinner.
The Banker is a sad ass movie. I thought I was going to enjoy it, but ended up being mad.
No, I enjoyed it all the way up until you got to about the last, I say, 20 minutes of it.
Yeah.
Because then that's when you realize that, like, as much as they
were
winning,
I'm still gonna watch it. Yeah.
It's the story of all black people. You know that at certain point, you know that their wins are gonna turn to losses, and
just know ain't no fucking happy ending. So I'm just saying, if you go watch it, go into this. This is a black story in the time period, and it ain't gonna be no happy endings.
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
Exactly.
I'm gonna talk with you again.
Man, we have been at this for an hour 30 minutes. I came into this with like, we're gonna keep this under an hour today. I got an hour worth of topics. We're gonna talk about X, Y, and Z, and we're gonna get the fuck out of here. And then Trump happened, and then Trump worked 35 minutes by himself.
Just 35, man.
Yeah. Oh man. I'll probably end up cutting this into two parts. I don't know how I'm gonna do it, because the second half we talked about mostly black people. I mean, like, I don't know. I'll figure it out. I'll do something, because I try to keep these things under an hour. It's hard to gravitate people towards your topics when they're an hour 30 minutes. You got to have a good goddamn reason to be an hour 30 minutes long.
And a guest.
Yeah.
And a guest.
Anyway, anybody, before we head on out of here, man, y'all got something y'all want to say to the people? You got something you want to say to the people? Anybody?
Country boy, Black Arm was strong today. Nah, we ain't dealing with this nigga. Get up out of here.
Hey, man.
Black Arm was real, huh?
Yeah, no.
I didn't have the energy. I'm not gonna argue with you. You're not gonna come here and call us a bunch of homosexuals. If you want to argue and we can squash that by making you look stupid because we're smarter than you, we can do that. What you're not gonna do is just come up here and try to act like and just hurl insults. So, like, I ain't got time for that shit. Peace.
Yeah, we ain't nobody on this in like high school. We like, man, it's gay. I was just like, no,
you're a bunch of homosexuals, and if I was, so what?
What does that matter? It's like, bruh, like,
I owe you nothing. Anyway,
crazy. Other than that,
yeah, it's been dope. It's been dope. On another note, I'm still working on the other podcast. It's gonna be fire. It's gonna be fire. I just want when I do this first episode, I want you to listen to it. I would like to hear your critiques so that we can further refine it. That's all I'm saying. All right.
Wait, you talking about the Black History one?
Yes. I am. I already finished the script for the first one. I think I'm gonna juggle some things around because of how because I was, it started with just Tulsa, but now I think I'm gonna start with blacks in World War I, because it kind of leads into Tulsa and their thinking. So it's kind of a cavalcade. Things happen like A, B, C, D. When you get to Tulsa is not the beginning; it's the middle of their story.
Okay, all right, let's go.
So it's dope. It's dope. It's gonna be fire. Anyway, I want you guys to listen to it because I want you to give me critiques so we can refine it and make it better. And also, I want to be able to talk about it maybe doing a live on that show. You know what I'm saying? So anyway,
what? Whoa.
Yeah, maybe I'm not a live or like a group discussion on that topic.
Okay, so you're gonna have the topic, and then you want the group to talk about their specific topic.
Yes, afterwards. For maybe like 20 minutes, 20, 30 minutes, we to discuss it, my takeaways on the topic and whatnot. I think it's dope. I think it'd be dope.
It'd be scholarly, very, very scholarly.
I know about
scholarly. Look at him. He even got his little decanter. He's like,
I need my monocle.
As I discuss this with Kit.
I love the way you referenced the year 1753 and it tied into 1454, and this.
At the time, I think it was smashing.
You guys, if y'all are still with us, I'm sorry, I took that shit left. It was dope. I'm glad you guys are still listening. Tell people peace.
Deuces.